So, we watched 11 indie pilots, Lee.
Yes.
11's a big old number. That's like 2 ones.
Yeah, that is how that is, yeah.
Put together. And we're going to be ranking them today with a tier list that I made myself. It's very, very high-tech stuff there, so.
Yeah.
So, what counts as an indie pilot, Lee? Well, I'm going to tell you. The rules I put in place here is if it had pilot in the title, we count it.
Yeah.
So that's already eliminated a few. Obviously, we haven't got every indie pilot because we'd be here all day.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see a part 2, let us know. The main rule for this video is we're only counting these as pilots.
Yes.
That's it. So the rest of the show, irrelevant, because some of these have went on to get their own shows. Some of them aren't even indie anymore.
And some of them we have watched, like, up to the current point, and we like/dislike some of them, but as Ben just said, we're ranking them just as pilots.
Just as pilots. We're gonna, for some of these, we're really gonna have to drive that point home.
Yeah.
For one of these in particular, for me personally, for one of these, I need you to know it's only the pilot. But we're gonna begin with arguably the indie pilot, the one that really started it all. Obviously, I doubt it was the first indie pilot ever made, but most of you watching this is probably
the most popular indie.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's only slightly been beaten now, but chances are this was the first indie pilot you have ever seen, and that's Hasbin Hotel. And who, boy, do I have an opinion about this?
We do. We have opinions.
It exists.
That is the conclusion we basically came up with. That's the short of it. It just exists.
Similar to the actual show, for me, it kind of just exists. There are things to enjoy, but I do think there is a lot wrong with the pilot. The biggest thing for me was the overusage of sound effects.
Katie Killjoy. I don't touch the gays, honey, so I'll keep this short.
Oh, every time they moved, yeah.
It was like watching Johnny Test. Anytime a character moved, you'd hear a fucking whip crack, you'd hear some bones cracking, you'd hear... If this pilot came out nowadays,
like a character could, air, you know.
If this came out nowadays, some character could like move their leg and you'd hear the 6-7 sound. Like, anytime a character moved, there'd be a fucking sound effect. And that... It's not something where it's like, once you hear it, you can ignore it. Once you hear it, it's all you hear.
Yeah.
Anytime a character moves, sound effect, sound effect, sound effect. And this is something even fans of the pilot have pointed out. So this was like the biggest criticism with the pilot.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to talk about is the characters. Now, I think a good pilot should make you at least care about the main characters.
Yeah.
This show didn't. This pilot, I would argue the 3 main characters of this pilot are...
Charlie, right?
Yeah, Charlie, Angel Dust, and Vaggie.
Who?
Exactly.
Wait, who? Wait, I watched the pilot. Who is Vaggie?
Exactly. This reaction probably should show that the fact that arguably the second main character, Lee doesn't remember...
Probably, wait, that's the sister?
That's her girlfriend.
That's what?
So that's probably...
What? No, my brain was not off watching the pilot. I was paying attention. So, I swear I was paying attention. Point
proven here
I
that I think Vaggie was definitely the most underutilized character in terms of main cast for this pilot. With how your reaction was, I think that's very safe to say.
A lot of the characters I did not care about. They couldn't get me to enjoy them.
I think it was. they
all kind of standard. Just I didn't really care.
The 3 main characters, especially. I think Alistair was pretty interesting.
Alistair, see what I like about Alistair is they set up for him to be a great character.
Yeah.
Now obviously we've watched a little bit of the show. You've seen it all. But like from my understanding, they didn't really do much of Alistair at the end of the day. But once again, only pilots. I think it was kind of cool how they were setting them up.
I thought he was actually pretty funny as well.
Yeah.
Like I know Angel Dust was supposed to be the comic relief, but I think he failed miserably at that. He never once made me laugh.
I mean, I hate it when jokes are only crude. Like I love crude humor, but when it's only like
we're not like
dick and tit jokes. It's like
we're not gonna clutch our pearls at this and go, whoa, goodness, they've said a naughty word. But the problem with this show is there was no real jokes outside of that.
Yeah.
Except for with Alistair, because his whole thing is he never swore, he never made any dirty jokes, so his jokes had to be different. Like when he mocks the stock market crash. There was another joke that made me laugh with Jeffrey Dahmer having a cooking show.
I never noticed that in the first watch.
Neither did I, even though they pointed it out, I just was not paying attention. But another big thing I have about this is the pacing. This pilot is 31 minutes long, and
you feel that one
you
time.
Feel that. The first 15 minutes especially, I was feeling it.
Like when we were watching it, I literally said, at the halfway mark, I was like, is this almost done? And then Ben was like, let me check. nope.
And it wasn't even halfway. It was 15 minutes. It's like after the whole turf war thing. Which brings us to another point, because of the pacing, there's so much going on that I don't think it needed to be there.
I think they tried to they introduced so many characters in one go.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't even care about Charlie, so why would I care about Angel Dust or whoever else showed up in that episode? Like Snake Guy. Like, why? I don't care about these people.
Yeah. But overall, I don't think, I think the idea of the show is interesting.
Yeah.
The idea of someone trying to redeem people.
Like, I can understand why people like it.
And that's why I think I would push,
And I do like the animation. I think the animation was the best part. 100%. I really like the animation.
There's also musical numbers in the show, and I think the first two are really bad.
For me, I thought the songs were okay.
The second song was bad. The first songs, I think, a cover.
Like, I enjoyed them. I thought they were okay. But I'm not a musical guy, though. So I can't really sit here and be like, oh yeah, that was good. And I'll just hear a song and be like, it's a song.
I think when it comes to Hasbin Hotel, I think we're just going to put it in not for me.
Yeah.
I think
that's fair.
I can understand why people like it, but overall it's just...
Yeah. And as someone who does not care about the characters and also isn't really a musical guy, you can see why I wouldn't watch it. But
and the main thing is it is just as simple as that. It just was not my thing, and I still watched the show, so I did, because I have thought about doing a review of the actual show. So if you're interested in us doing that, So the next pilot we're talking about is the one I mentioned earlier, that Hasbin Hotel might have gotten beaten as the indie pilot. Mm-hmm. That's the next show we're talking about, The Amazing Digital Circus.
It did get a lot of views when it first came out. That shit was massive.
And with how big it is now, even outside of the indie scene, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's it. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This pilot's great.
Yeah. Oh no, amazing pilot.
It's great. Amazing. Only a few wee things, a few wee problems I had. One of which I'm pretty sure Gooseworks even admitted herself, being the pilot is very bright. But that's like, you have to compare to the other episodes to really notice it. And since we're only looking at it as a pilot, wasn't really a problem.
I only had one problem, and that was kind of just like some of the humor. Not all the jokes. I did enjoy some jokes, but some of the humor kind of just felt like awkward to me.
See, I think
but that literally outside of the pilot, that gets solved for me.
No, I think it was like mostly like the point, like the awkward humor was like that was the joke.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, like the cast of this show is big, and for the most part, the pilot alone got me to care for every single one except for two characters.
Yeah, same two characters. We don't. Yeah.
Zubul and Gangle.
We did not care for Zubul and Gangle in the pilot. Like we couldn't get like around them. We were like, yeah, just they're there, They exist. That's all.
Like obviously with a cast this big, some of the characters were going to get sidelined for the pilot, and that was unfortunately those two.
And like Kino probably would have been that if Kino just didn't have like really good moments.
An insect collection?
I think it's a nest.
Yeah, Kingo was a standout for this pilot, I think.
Like, if he just stood in the background, like, kind of what Zubul and Gangle did, he would have been the same. But because he had, like, two great moments in the pilot, I was like, yeah, he's cool.
I also really like Jax. Something about me, I love characters who are just the worst.
Yeah, you love the dickhead characters.
And Jax was just that.
And I also kind of like the setup to, like, the hidden lore of the show, or, like, being stuck in the game. Who owns the game and the company behind it, and that Kino's been there the longest, and, like, who is Kino? Why was he there the longest? I like how they set all that up at the beginning. It, like, felt natural.
Yeah, it also... It ends on... not really, like, a cliffhanger. But, like, it ends in a way where, like...
Like, oh, like, she's fucked. She's stuck in this game.
So it's kind of a cliffhanger, but it's not, like...
Also, the soundtrack.
The soundtrack
is really good.
But, like, the way that the pilot ends, it ends in a way where it's, like... You're obviously going to want more.
Yeah.
You need more. So I think, as a pilot, I think Digital Circus does pretty much everything right.
Yeah, pretty much.
It got me invested. It made me...
Like, we were sold pretty much immediately after watching it. Like, we were like, yeah.
Like, even back when we first watched it.
Yeah.
Really great. And like Hasbin, if you would like to see us do a review of the episodes, let us know, because we do have some opinions.
I don't think they want to see my review in episode 2, though. Like, you'll be talking about the actual episode. I'll be saying, go me, go.
But overall, Digital Circus, we are... sold. Absolutely sold. It did everything it needs. It did everything a pilot should do, and I think W,
Yeah, that is fair.
Two of these.
Yeah.
The next pilot we'll be talking about is another one that really blew up, but I haven't actually heard much of it whenever the pilot came out. Like, after the pilot came out, there was a few weeks of people talking about it, but I haven't heard much else since. Mm-hmm. And that's Lackadaisy.
And I didn't hear about Lackadaisy until Glitch, like, got them.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I've heard about it, and that's kind of peak. Now, the pilot, I think was pretty good.
Like, I thought it was alright.
I really enjoyed it. I think the animation was great. I think the voice performances were great.
Were you sold, or do you want to see one more episode?
I don't think I'm sold just yet.
Okay, so I'm the same. I think I need to watch another episode.
I think the only reason why is because like the characters were great, but I don't really remember much of them, and I don't know what their deals were.
Yeah, and I also never really like. I was kind of. Now, you guys can call me a fucking idiot in the comments if I'm just an idiot, but I was kind of confused watching the episode. I had no idea, like, why they were stealing alcohol, for, like, what purpose. I know there's a bar at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, I get, maybe it was for that, but, like why are they sending them out for missions and stuff, and, like, what is the deal with the other cats, the mob cats?
See, but those, I think those are things that are gonna, they'll have to be, like, revealed later on in the line, so I'm not gonna...
Oh, that's why I want to watch more,
I'm not
just
gonna
to see.
hold on to that.
Yeah.
The problem I had was with the main character, Rocky. Overall, I thought he was great, but there's a moment where, like he is normally, like, he's fine throughout the whole pilot.
Yeah.
But then, next thing, he's blowing stuff up while
and he's, like,
screaming.
batshit crazy.
What happened? They never bring it up again.
It was kind of the same with the orange cat, too, because, like, I think they mentioned she was, like the muscle, but he didn't really do anything until he got a gun, and then he started going like bloodlust mode, and I was like, okay, what is going on? I was like, what is going on?
It was more confusing with the main character, like, he's fine throughout the whole show, and they never really bring it up, at least, like, with that, they're kind of like, I think they say something along the lines of, oh, you're a great shot, you just take the gun.
But I am interested.
I am certainly interested. I feel
and
like,
the animation, once again.
Yeah. It definitely does its job as a pilot well, but me personally, I'm not exactly 100% sold just yet. Well, we're not sold just yet, so we need to see one more episode, and I don't know when the next episode is coming out.
But it should be soon, since Glitch has them.
Should be soon. Anyway, oh no, this is where people aren't going to be too happy with us. Like, people aren't going to be, people aren't going to be too happy with this one. Speaking of Glitch, we're going to look at before the digital circus. Glitch had another very popular show entitled Murder Drones.
Yeah,
and
I'm just gonna say I never liked it.
I'm gonna say I did not enjoy the pilot.
I didn't like it.
I did not. We did not enjoy the pilot one bit.
I even forced myself to watch more episodes, even though back when that pilot first came out as well, I still didn't like it. But I forced myself because I was like, it's Glitch. Glitch has made Metavona. Yeah. I like Metavona. I was like, Glitch made Metavona. I know. I can trust these guys. I didn't like it. I just did not like this show.
The biggest problem we've agreed. The biggest problem with this show is the humor.
Yeah, no, definitely.
This show only made me laugh once in the pilot, and it's whenever the boys getting like real sensual with the door.
That creeped me out. There, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
that was funny, but the rest of the jokes, the fucking joke of, oh, I'm an angsty teen, I'm gonna keep pointing out that I'm an angsty teen.
It's like,
it's not a trope if we point it out.
They make jokes about tropes and stereotypes. Where in other shows, when they do that, like, it's funny because they just make the joke and then they avoid it. Here, they do the jokes, and then they still proceed to be what they just said.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm an angsty teen, continues to be an angsty teen. Or like, oh, I'm an angsty teen, so I should do that, right? Then they do that. You know, it's it's kind of dumb.
I'm going to bring this up. Don't get me wrong, like, the way the show looks is great.
Like the models, yeah.
But the way the characters move pissed me off.
Yeah, you did not like that. I remember you saying that.
It looks like someone on VR chat has like a full motion tracking
Like, they felt stiff.
They felt stiff, but it also felt like they were trying to do these big movements, and anytime a character talked, there'd be a movement in some way.
Like, I think what it is, I think they were trying to do movements that like a 2D animated show character would do, but because they have the limitations of being 3D animated, they couldn't do.
It wasn't a problem with digital circus though.
Wacky animations. Well, I mean, I guess that's because like that's a game and it's all cartoony, so they can have eyes popping out and all the other crazy shit.
It might also just be a thing where, like, technically the characters are like the same model, just with different clothing and all on.
Yeah.
And because of how the drones look, it is pretty the only like real big expression things they can do are like with the eyes and all that.
And also, I was kind of confused at the beginning. They mentioned how the humans destroyed themselves, but then they proceed to send and that like they don't like AI running around, so they send more AI to kill that AI. Type of shit I would do.
I think the plan was once they're done killing all the worker drones, they're going to kill the murder drones.
Yeah, but then, like, where are the humans, though? If they were killed, like they were told at the beginning of the pilot, where are they? Like, who is sending the AI?
I just didn't like this pilot one bit. And unlike Hasbin, where I can see why people could enjoy it, with murder drones, I just, my third eye's not open. I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing.
Yeah, no, I think, like, we said it earlier, but I think the humor was definitely the biggest part for me. I just did not... I didn't find it funny.
It's just, like, I know humor's subjective and all, but, like...
And I wanted to avoid the humor. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't find it funny. We'll just move on as, like, a story and, like, how I like it. But I couldn't get into it. I really tried. I couldn't get into it.
I just don't think the story was interesting.
I'm not interested.
I know there's already... Like, chances are some people have stopped watching the video and have already left their comment, but...
Yeah.
But I just didn't like it. So Murder Drones, I'm sorry.
You kind of tell early on too that they're going to try to do like a whole love thing with the two main characters.
See, I thought it was going to be between N and I think it's V or J. VJ. I don't remember.
And I didn't like
which one's which. And
there's one thing I don't like about romance in type of shows when it's like when it feels forced or when it's like
I'm just
it's
miserable.
Just not. Yeah, you're just miserable. Yeah,
I can at least admit it.
But I just didn't like it. I just couldn't get into it.
No, I think I do think it is just like I'm gonna have to put it in terrible. Like the biggest sin this committed as a pilot is making me not want to see more. Like at least with like Hasbin, which you put in not for me. If I heard like it was
the
really
humor
good,
and the characters was the main thing. I just could not get into the characters, and I did not like the humor.
I wasn't like the story.
And obviously because humor's subjective. If I didn't find it funny and the show is doing joke after joke, I'm not going to enjoy the show then, you know?
So up next, I know we said that I was really going to try drive the home that these are only the pilots. This is the pilot I really need you to understand. Only pilot.
Yeah.
Hell of a boss,
yeah.
Only pilot. Not the season 2. Forget about season. I know most of us would like to. Forget about season 2.
I haven't watched season 2.
Lucky. Forget about season 2. Forget about it. Only pilot. Only the pilot. Only the pilot. Only the pilot.
Yeah, only the pilot. Yeah.
Only the pilot. Only pilot. Hell of a boss. Only the pilot. Was really good.
Yeah. No, it was really good. I laughed. I thought it was funny.
I think the biggest thing for me is this pilot. Out of everything Hell of a boss, this was just an animated Brandon Rogers video.
Pretty much, yeah.
The only thing that was missing was the characters talking to the camera. And I am a big fan of Brandon Rogers, so already you have the main character played by Brandon Rogers. He's also helping write it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
And I feel like I don't need to say this because it's like done by the same person who did Hasbin, but the animation is like really good.
Loved it.
It's amazing.
So I think I like this more than Hasbin Hotel's pilot.
Oh, 100%.
The idea of like say like Lee died, right? And Lee blamed someone for his death. He could go to this company in hell because he's going to hell. He could go to this company and just go, hey, this guy fucked me over in real life. Go get him.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting, like Hitman from Hell. That's such an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Only pilot. Forget about season 2. Only pilot.
And it kind of set up to be like a funny episodic type show
with of course wee bits of world building in there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about season 2.
But then they ended up doing like a whole love story thing.
Yeah, they ended up doing a love story so bad it would turn Freddie Mercury homophobic. It was so fucking bad.
Damn.
But we're only talking about pilots. Forget about season 2. Forget about all that dog shit. There is one thing I want to talk about with this though. Luna. Fucking hated Luna then, still hate her.
She was kind of a boring character, yeah.
She's just boring, and the actual show does nothing to fix her, I think. But only pilot.
Yeah.
But besides her, the characters for the most part were really interesting.
Yeah.
Blitz was funny.
He was, yeah.
Moxie was a lot of fun. He's voiced by the GOAT in Vader's Inn.
Moxie was my favorite, and then I like the whole they were already established in a relationship.
Yeah.
So they were just like, funny married couple humor.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So I like that with them. And then Blitz was amazing.
Blitz was great. I also even liked Stolas in the pilot as well. Only pilot. So Stolas, he was like this guy. He was like, yeah, there's this guy. He's warning about global warming. So maybe kill him. And then of course there's the whole funny thing where he's talking about what he's going to do with Blitz. And it's all censored.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was a funny moment. I also think this was a lot meaner spirited than Hasbin was.
Okay, yeah.
But in a good way,
Yeah.
I love that. Like, after seeing them, like, shoot a child.
That.
And then the doctor writes, like, about the insurance, like, what? And then they take the child down the hill. And then the child's giving them shit, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, this was the target. Oh, well, great. And they're shooting.
Yeah, like that.
That was funny.
Dark but funny, it was.
That was funny.
It was funny, yeah.
So, only pilot. I need just.
If it actually just continued exactly like that, that would be like one of the best indie shows. Yeah. I would say.
So, but as a pilot, I was sold. I was not as much as I'd be sold on something like Digital Circus, but with how it was, I was sold on the pilot. I do think if it just fucking stuck to that instead of the worst love story I've ever, even fanfic writers would say the story was shit. The next pilot we're going to talk about is one that doesn't need to be in this video, but I just want to yap a wee bit. This is the pilot I'm very sad nothing came out of, and that's Cliffside.
Oh, Cliffside. The one by Murder Drones person, yeah.
Everything Murder Drones did wrong, this show got right for me. I thought the humour was funnier. I thought the characters were more enjoyable, especially the characters, Waylon and Cordy. I really enjoyed them. I would have loved to see the whole show, see their dynamic. I also think it does kind of have a similar problem, like the way the characters move kind of annoyed me a wee bit.
Yeah, that's fair. For me, it was definitely, when I first watched it myself, over Ben the first time, I didn't like it. But then when we rewatched it for this video, I liked it a lot more. I still kind of have the issue with humor, with like Murder Drones. A lot of the humor I still didn't really like. There were some things though, like I actually did like some things with the humor, whereas Murder Drones, it was like completely unbearable the whole time.
No, I do think if your boy Liam ever wants to create another indie show, just go back to Cliffside, please. I need more. I do need more. Because I think this could have been a fun Gravity Falls-esque show.
Yeah, where it's like episodic.
But there is lore. Yeah. Like I thought all the characters were great. Like, Waylon, Joe, Cordy, Death itself.
And I think the whole like Western theme just like was really good. And
I wish.
It was pretty cool. I did like Death's whole thing, like anytime it spoke, it was just flies. And then that was pretty cool.
I also thought like I just think this could have been such a big show. This could have been like really big. People love shows like that, where it's episodic, but there are bits of lore.
Yeah.
So like, I think something should have came of this, but it didn't, and I'm so upset about that. Like I am very upset. I am upset. I'm about to cry here. I'm very upset. It's been years. Where is episode 2?
And then I also noticed how the Spider Lady was very similar to like the Murder Drones in Murder Drones, where like the yellow color scheme, the claws, like you could definitely tell it was made by the same person. Like
I really liked the way her eyes would change as well. Like I really
that was
cool.
The
character quirk she had. So I'm gonna say I was sold with Cliffside, and I still am. If he shadow drops episode 2, please. Or should I say, pretty please. Which is the next pilot we're talking about. Pretty please, I don't want to be a magical girl.
Now, funny, when Ben first showed me this, I thought I was going to hate this. I was like, oh, you really, like, can we just use this for a part 2 if we get a part 2? I was like, I don't want to watch this right now. Because I just thought it was going to be some, like, just really bad, kind of anime-esque. Like, I love anime, but I thought it was going to be some, like, bad anime-esque, like, episode, like, show. You can tell from the picture it was definitely Sailor Moon inspired. Like
I wouldn't know.
So
like I know. I don't.
I know you don't. I'm talking to Ben.
Well, fuck Ben.
But then when we watched it, it was actually good.
I personally wouldn't be sold on it yet, but I did enjoy it enough to where I wouldn't put it not for me either. Because I do think like let's get the best thing out of the way. The joke with the lead pipe.
Oh yeah, the pipe joke, that
made me that actually got a big giggle out of me.
Like
I was belly laughing like Sonic.
This whole like summon weapon thing, and then it's just a pipe, and it just
smacks
the knee.
It was that was really good. That was really good.
That was funny. Yeah,
that was I
like you can it's definitely like a parody of Sailor Moon. And I think that's funny.
I also like because of course this is something I do know because like near every show that has ever like mocked this kind of thing has made fun of like it takes so long for them to like transform into like their magical form or whatever the fuck. Like Rick and Morty recently made a joke where Jerry was getting into it.
Yeah.
But in this show, she just and then she's in it. But it's whenever she's going back to the normal clothes. That was good. That was good. So also this whole pilot is in a storyboarded format.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's a smart way of doing it.
Yeah. So less resources and budget.
Yeah. So used. And then you still get, are people going to like this? Let's find out. And I'm going to say this also, the pilot is being fully animated now.
Yeah.
So, I'll be seated.
Yeah, I definitely want to rewatch it. Pretty please give me more.
Pretty please give us more.
Because I don't want to say I'm sold, but I definitely want to see another episode.
I think
100% I want to see another episode.
I think if I was more, knowledgeable in what they were parodying here, maybe I'd be sold. Maybe.
Because they were setting up with, like, the guy and then, like, that lady at the end.
Yeah, the lady at the end.
Like, for all we know, in the next episode, I could just not enjoy those characters. And then if they're going to be the main villains, then I'm not going to really be enjoying the show. Whereas, like, in the pilot, they were only there for a couple seconds.
No, I feel like that guy, his whole thing is he's going to be one of my favourite archetypes. He's, like, the villain who's really bad at being a villain. Like, akin to Doofenshmirtz. Which, I'm always hyped for that. That's always a welcome for Ben. That's always a...
Yeah.
Love that archetype.
I think what caught me by surprise with though is, like, they did swear at one point.
They swore a few times.
Like, I think it was the very first, like swear they did. It caught me off because I thought it was going to be, like, an all ages thing.
Yeah, but it was.
And then when they swore, I was like, okay. The animation style did not, like, describe that to me whatsoever.
It's funny.
But that's kind of, like, I wouldn't really say that's the downside. It was just more, like, that caught me by surprise. But it's definitely...
Yeah, I think we're going to put this in need to see one more episode. And there is a second episode out, so after this video, we're gonna watch that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it, like, is really... If it's just as good as the first episode, I will be sold. I will be sold on the show.
The pilot didn't tell us, which is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about catching up. I did not like this pilot.
I thought it was just okay.
I did not like it. I don't like my vegetables. I didn't like it. This pilot... Let's get the main thing. The two main characters sucked.
I didn't enjoy them all that much.
Like I don't want to say this. I don't want to be like too mean because it's like it's like an indie pilot. I don't want to be like too dicky about it.
Yeah.
But like, now I would say I have heard episode 2 was a massive improvement, but
once again,
only
pilot only.
But I don't remember the characters' names. The mouse annoyed me. No, the mouse annoyed the hell out of me.
The mouse. I said this like so many times in watching it. The mouse was like a more annoying version of Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, constantly yapping in this high-pitched voice, saying stupid things. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, the mouse annoyed me, and the other guy is just boring.
Yeah, he's kind of just like standard, like, I don't want to go outside, teenager.
He was just boring, so he was. Like, there's nothing there that really, like... I wanted to see less.
And then I didn't laugh at anything. The humor didn't really, like... I didn't really find it funny. The only thing that kind of like made me laugh was more like the shock factors of hearing actors. I didn't think I would hear in it, but that's not enough to get me into a show. Like I'm not one of those guys like, oh, I know that guy, I'm gonna watch the show now. But it was kind of funny when I heard
that drop a few times.
When I heard Watcher Craig Smith going like, "You're gonna step on my girlfriend, bro." Yeah. Like Sonic, what?
That Caitlin's wee thing made me laugh because it was like,
yeah, that
was just his humor. Where it's like. He's like, oh, I bet you he's going to do something. And then the other guy goes, and he goes, yeah, you that right there. That's what no one wants to do.
Yeah. And once again, I was surprised to see him too.
I wasn't. He's in like...
So I wouldn't know that, but...
No, like, overall, I just don't think the pilot was very good.
And it, once again, kind of like what I said about the Pretty Please show, I thought it was going to be like an all-age thing from the style.
But I think it was supposed to be at the start, but then out of nowhere, the mouse goes up. I got bitches.
Yeah, I'm getting bitches. We're going to a club. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is...
And it was the most unnatural way of introducing swearing to it as well.
Yeah, it felt very weird. Very, like, out of place.
So let's not be... It's terrible. I'm going to put it... I'm sorry, I'm going to put it in terrible. Now, again, I have heard episode 2 is a massive improvement, so if you guys would be interested in seeing us talk about that... We're going to cleanse our palates now with a pilot that is really, really good. Really good. Really, 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 really good. Glitch, you better greenlight this. If you haven't already, which I think you have. Gaslight District.
Yeah. That, my favourite pilot that we've watched. It is my favourite pilot that we've watched.
I think, like, it's so good. It's so good. I think they have greenlit it. I think they're just waiting for Digital Circus to end now. Before actually going full throttle with it. Everything a pilot should do, this pilot did, I think.
Yeah. Like, it had characters that I remember.
You have Mel, Mudge, who is my favourite, Redhead, and of course Ken.
Yeah. Redhead, I love Redhead.
I love Mud.
And then, it was funny as well.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't trying to shove the humor in your face, exactly. It was like, they just did a thing and it was funny. Like,
they also did, like, the SpongeBob gross close-up things as well.
That I love that.
Which is really funny. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed this pilot. I also think, the story really interesting with Mel being a human.
Yeah, black blood, and like the whole thing of angel eggs, and like they don't want a human being born because it takes away their mortality, and I think it's really like interesting.
There's also, I think, an argument could be made that this could be Glitch's darkest show.
Oh, I think so. It's super violent and has probably the most swearing in a Glitch show. I'm pretty sure.
I think Digital Circus has more, but it's just censored.
Yeah.
So if you're not counting that, then I think probably yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I actually pointed out rewatching the pilot, they're immortal. And at the start, we learn about when Ken don't like you, he gonna cement you.
Yeah.
Where he puts you underwater so you drown. They're immortal.
Yeah, so they're just eternally drowning.
So from what I've gathered, I think they can die, but they come back. Because whenever Jack, I think that's named Jack, whenever he got shot in the head, he was like down for a bit.
And then he wakes up and he's on the wheel again, you know.
So I think they can die, but they do come back. So they're drowning and coming back, and drowning is arguably the worst way to die. Arguably.
Yeah. It's super slow and it's really uncomfortable because obviously you're losing air.
So that would just...
Yeah.
That's a fate worse than death.
Yeah, just internally drowning.
Because you are dying.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
But overall, I think also the animation reminds me of Spider-Verse with the way they do like 2D with 3D, the way the characters would like
plus the 3D animation and the models themselves also kind of just felt Spider-Verse. Yeah. It didn't just feel like a 3D show, it felt very Spider-Verse.
It's so good, and I need more.
Very good, yeah.
Out of all these pilots, this is the one I need more for.
Yeah.
Sold, like arguably the most sold.
You know, it's good when like Mel is probably my favorite protagonist in a Glimmer.
I think she might be mine too.
Yeah, and like Ken's whole thing, where like he's an asshole to everybody, but he has a soft spot for Mel, and like it's super nice, but also like he's funny. You know,
I also really like Mud. I can't even tell you why I like Mud so much. Is there's just something about him that I really enjoy.
But I can't wait to see more. Just like we're definitely so. I just can't wait to see more of Ken trying to keep Mel's like identity of being a human hidden, and like
this might also ended on like a full on cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, when the egg hatched, and then you're like, what do we do now, Dad? Yeah, like what do we do?
Need to see where this goes.
Yeah,
like this is even. I'm gonna be honest. I was sold from the trailer. This was the first time I think a Glitch show sold me solely from the trailer. I
didn't actually see the trailer. I jumped into the pilot when it came out, and I was pleasantly surprised. I really liked it.
I really and I can't wait up for more.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next pilot, we have Ramshackle. It's pretty good.
I actually liked it. Yeah, Ramshackle was good.
It was funny. I knew it was a bit. It'll be nice to have a. This one definitely looks like it'll be more episodic.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case because a lot of these indie shows kind of turn into like lore fests shows.
They're all really
big stories.
Lore shows.
I'm hoping this stays as episodic because I said at the end of the episode, with Maggot turning into like an angel, I was like, "This is regular show shit," and like I'm hoping it stays like that. I'm hoping this is just my fix the whole of that regular show left.
Yeah, until the regular show comes back.
Until regular show comes back
because it's come back.
Yeah.
But so overall, I think this pilot was really good. It had great animation. It had a great scene. Like there was like music playing, and
I like the characters too.
I only remember one of the characters' names besides Maggot. That's Stone.
You liked Stone.
I liked Stone. No, but I
Maggot was my favorite character. But now it's sad that Maggot's gone. You know, so
I imagine maybe like the Angel will come back at some point. But
yeah,
no, I think the only thing that's really stopping me from putting this in Soul is just like, where do they go from this?
Yeah, and I think that's literally like the question that I had. I was like,
I know normally that'll make you want more of a show,
but it's just more the fact because there is that chance that they'll release a second episode and now it has a story and it's lore written and it's nothing like the pilot, or even then the second episode could just be shit. Like you never know. So like,
but I have high hopes. I do think because I thought the pilot was really good. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it in. Need to see one more episode.
And I kind of like the whole like the story. Well, not the story, but like the whole kind of scene or scenario that these are like poor kids.
Yeah.
And it shows you how the world, or more specifically, rich people view that side of the world. With all,
there's definitely commentary in this.
Yeah.
And
and I like it.
I did like the joke where like Maggot literally eats one of them, and they go, "Oh, you actually just eat the rich."
Yeah. Like,
who does that?
Like that's when I was like, that caught me by surprise. I was like, he just ate. This is when I started like kind of thinking like this is regular show type shit. I was like, but he just ate. Like this baby just ate it.
I do think just one more episode I think will make or break it.
Yeah.
So I need to see one more episode before I'm fully sold. But now we've reached the final pilot. Glitch's newest pilot, Knights of Guinevere.
And I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
I'm so...
Yeah.
Now, this was made by the same creator who made The Owl House, which is a show I didn't really like. But
I never watched.
So far, Guinevere's pleasantly surprised me. This is Glitch's first 2D animated show, which already looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think out of all the 2D shows, mine is like, I think Ramshackle had like my favorite just art style.
Yeah.
But in terms of like animation, I think it definitely had the best animation of these ones.
This is a show, a pilot, about two people called Frankie and Andy.
See, that's the only thing I can't tell you. Because as I said, I'm going to say this is the only problem I had with it. I'm still sold, but I wasn't digging the main characters all that much. I just didn't really like care for their whole story together, and like
I cared about I think I don't even
like I care for like why they like each other. Like I think like the whole thing with like Frankie trying to like not have if it is Andy, because Andy wants to be like
Andy.
a mechanic up at the castle.
No, Andy is the mechanic up in the...
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting them mixed. But so Frankie wants to do the whole, I want to go up there and do robots and shit.
Yeah.
And then Andy was like, like you don't want that.
I forbid you.
Like she didn't directly say it, but you can kind of tell that she's trying to keep she kind of keep the shit like hidden from her.
It is also, I think it also because like people treat her like shit through the whole pilot.
Yeah.
I forget what they call her, but they call her like
Crowny.
Crowny.
It was Crowny.
And like they spit in her.
Yeah.
I also think there's like an infection going around as well because some guy started coughing. You know what I mean? And whenever the boy spits in his hand and Andy spits in her hand, there's blood in the spit.
Yeah. And I think she just doesn't want that for her friend. You know. I'm
also very interested in like the story of why this woman who was like the kid at the start of the pilot.
Yeah.
Why she wants Guinevere.
Like why is she obsessed with fixing Guinevere all the time? Like destroying her and fixing it. Like what is
so I need to see more of that.
Yeah.
I need to...
Like, I was more interested in the Guinevere side of the story than the main characters, which is why I'm hoping that even though I'm sold, I'm hoping that in the next episodes, they kind of, like, add more to the main characters. That'll make me want to care for the whole story then, and not just the Guinevere stuff.
See, I was sold on the main characters, just, like, remembering Andy's name. I really liked Andy. I think she was a really great character. Frankie, I also think, is a really great character.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sparky was also really great. I imagine he's going to be a bit of an antagonist.
I did like him, yeah.
Like, obviously not the main antagonist, but I imagine he's going to be a thorn in the side of them a wee bit.
I kind of just want to know the whole, like, I think with me, it was just the whole mystery with the Guinevere bots, and, like, why are they so special, and why does the princess want them so much?
Like, sadly, as we're recording, the show hasn't been greenlit yet.
I hope it does.
I imagine it will, because from what I've seen, the show is doing very well. People are loving it.
Because, like, I definitely want to see more.
I also,
like, 100%. I need to see more, yeah.
But so in Soul, let's go and write in Soul. So I'm gonna put on screen. I'm gonna organize them in from most Soul to least Soul. I'm gonna put that on screen now. Some fancy editing. Ooh, there it is. I think this is a fair list.
Yeah, I think like definitely for us, it's definitely a fair list because a lot of people would probably just know you. I was like, he don't like that. He don't like anything. But then I'm like, no, I know Ben. No, I know Ben.
Soul's the most. Got the most.
Yeah, Soul's got the most. So I think that's a win. Like
I'm not that miserable. Having him in the show, like, oh, how dare this from my front?
How dare Ben not like that?
No, I think like tell us your opinion about each of these shows.
Yes, we would definitely like to know. 100%.
I'm not going to read them.
I will. I'm nice.
I think.
I think the one that people definitely not like is the fact that we put Motor Jones in terrible.
Yeah,
but it's generally just I couldn't get into it at all. Okay. I just did not like it. And then obviously the ones that are in Sold, I think it's reasonable for why they're in Sold.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, I'm still like iffy with Cliffside. Like for me, Cliffside personally would be need to see one more episode.
See, for me,
I would understand why you are sold.
I am.
So that's why I'm not like fighting against that.
He knows not fighting because I own the login at the show.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut.
He doesn't know truth.
I also have some rights in the channel. I can edit videos and like delete them.
Yeah, but that's it, bitch.
So
I'm the head honcho here. I'm the big dog. But yeah, so obviously a part 2 needs to happen. I already have a few pilots planned out for a part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time we get part 2 out, because Glitch does have another pilot coming out.
So just let us know for sure if you guys want to see a part 2.
And not if you want to see us review these like shows fully, because most of these have gone on to become full shows.
Yeah.
You know, like Hasbin, Digital Circus, not Murder. Please don't make us watch Murder. You know,
Please.
Gaslight we're definitely reviewing. We're going to be reviewing them when the episodes come out.
Yeah.
But you know, that's it. This has been Ben and Lee in a studio.
See you.